All right, this is just a summary of the important stuff we need for 2.1 and 2.2. First of all is the equation of a line. Remember, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. We also have point slope form, which is very helpful. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. M is still your slope here, but this time x1 comma y1 is any point on the line. All right, those are our two helpful ways to get equations of a line. Given the function, let's find the equation of the line tangent at the point. To do this, we need the derivative to get the slope. So the derivative, using our rules, bring down the 3, we get 9x squared, minus bring down the 2, we get 10x plus 0. So I want f prime of 2. Notice our function only has a place for x, so I only plug in the x. So 9 times 2 squared minus 10 times 2, which is 9 times 4 minus 20, 36 minus 20, 16. That is my slope. The slope of my tangent line is 16. Now I take y minus y1, which is 5, equals m, which is 16, times x minus x1, which is 2. Usually it'll ask for slope-intercept form, so I need to distribute my 16, giving me y minus 5 equals 16x minus 32. Then I need to add 5, giving me y equals 16x minus 27 as the equation of my tangent line. Now we're going to find the derivative of the function using the definition of the derivative. So even though we have shortcuts now, we still have to be able to use the definition of the derivative. Remember, that definition means the limit as delta x approaches 0 of f of x plus delta x minus f of x all over delta x. So we plug this in. The limit as delta x approaches 0 of 3 times x plus delta x squared minus 8 times x plus delta x plus 2 minus 3x squared minus 8x plus 2 all over delta x. Now we multiply all this stuff out. The limit as delta x approaches 0 of 3 times x squared plus 2x delta x plus delta x squared minus 8x minus 8 delta x plus 2 minus 3x squared plus 8x minus 2 all over delta x. And we're almost there. We have to distribute the 3. The limit as delta x approaches 0 of 3x squared plus 6x delta x plus 3 delta x squared minus 8x minus 8 delta x plus 2 minus 3x squared plus 8x minus 2 all over delta x. Now we start canceling out some terms. So if I have a 3x squared minus 3x squared, I have minus 8x plus 8x, I have plus 2 minus 2. Those things all canceled, leaving me just the limit as delta x approaches 0 of 6x delta x plus 3 delta x squared minus 8 delta x all over delta x. Now I can cancel out a delta x. The limit as delta x approaches 0 of 6x plus 3 delta x minus 8. Now I can just plug in delta x as 0. This center term becomes 0, leaving me just 6x minus 8.
This is a lot.
The last thing I need to do for this problem is label it g prime of x, and there's my answer, 6x minus 8. Next up, we want to find the location of any horizontal tangent lines. To find the location of horizontal tangent lines. To find horizontal tangent lines, the derivative must equal 0. So we find the derivative first. F prime of x equals 10x plus 10. So I just want to know where the derivative equaled 0. So I subtract my 10 And then I want to divide by 10. Leaving me that x equals -1 is where the horizontal tangent line is. For g of x, 3 cosine of x, I want to find my derivative, g prime of x. The derivative of cosine is negative sine, so I'm going to become -3 times the sine of x. I want to know where that equals 0. Well, I can divide my -3 out. I get 0 equals the sine of x. Well, where does sine of x equal 0? At 0, pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi, 5 pi, on and on. So I can also say x equals n pi. Next thing we're going to talk about is the derivative of the function involving multiplication of binomials. At this point in time, to do this problem, we have to just FOIL it together. So f of x equals 3x squared times 6x cubed, which is 18x to the 5th power, times 3x squared times -1, which is minus 3x squared, then 4 times 6x squared, which is plus 24x cubed. 4 times -1 is minus 4. Standard form of this would be to have decreasing exponents, so 18x to the 5th power plus 24x cubed minus 3x squared minus 4. Then I need the derivative, so f prime of x. Now I can use the power rule. Bring down my 5, so I need 18 times 5 gives me 90 x to the 4th power, because I subtract 1. Then we're going to bring down the 3, so 24 times 3 makes plus 72x squared. Minus, bring down the 2, I get 6x, and there's my answer. And finally, just a reminder, what does the derivative find for us? It finds the slope of the tangent line. And the slope of the tangent line gives us instantaneous rate of change.